So in Unreal Engine, we have three different ways of handling AI. And in this course, we will just use the simplest because this AI will be very simple. It will have one or two behaviors. So we will create everything in this BP Bookhead monster. So let's go to event graph. We can close this construction script. We don't need it. And in event graph, first of all, we can delete this actor begin overlap and event tick. And on begin play, first thing we will do is we'll create a sequence. Because the first thing that we actually want to do before we do the monster logic, we want to get a reference to our player character. So in order to do that, we can just get player character and cast to BP player. Now we can organize this a little bit and save this player as a variable player reference. Okay, compile save. And now on the second pin, we will actually make him move in a random place. So we can create custom event for that. It will be a little bit easier. So let's call this random roam. And on a begin play, we want to call this random roam just like that. So when the game starts, it will first create a reference to our player, and it will also make the monster move in a random position. That's what we will do in this video. So we can comment this out like just begin play. Okay, so what we want to do in this random row, there is a really nice and really handy node called AI move to. This one, AI move to. So this basically makes the AI move to some position right here. So first of all, this pawn is what we want to move. So we want to move the character that we're in. We want to move the monster, so we can just get a reference to self. That's the first thing. And then we have destination. So where we want to move this monster. Because now if we will go to level game and we will simulate, so we can click here and do simulate. This monster will go to position 0, 0, 0, which is here, I guess. Because here in this node, we're setting destination as 0, 0, 0. But we want to make this AI move to a random position. And to do that, there's also a really handy node called get random reachable point in radius. So what this node does is basically it will select a random point in radius of something from this origin. So as a origin, we can just get actor location right here, connect this to origin. And now this node will select a random point in radius of, for example, 3000 from the actor location. And that's all we need to do. Now, if we will go here and simulate, oh, where's the monster? Right here. We can do Alt S for simulate. He will go in a random position, completely random position. Now I can see that this monster is way too fast for just walking, so we can go to character movement, and here we can set max walk speed to 125. So he will just slowly walk to the position that he wants. So he actually walks to the position, to the random position, and now if we'll do Alt S, he will go into a completely different location. You can see this is looking really nice, the walking animation. Yeah, but there's also one issue, and this issue is that this monster is just, if he's rotating, when he's rotating, he is snapping, and it does not look good. You can see it's not looking good. So in order to fix that, we can just go to Bookhead Monster, click here, and search for yaw. So we need to deselect use controller rotation yaw, and we need to select orient rotation to movement. So he will slowly rotate to the direction that he's going in. It will just look a little bit nicer. Let's see how this actually looks in the game. Yeah, it looks way better. He is not snapping anymore. He is slowly rotating to the rotation that he's going. Yeah, this looks way better. And you can see every time I hit simulate, he goes to a different position. That's what we want. That's exactly what we wanted. So now, what do we want him to do after he reaches that destination point. That's really simple. So on success, we can just add a delay. So click D on your keyboard. And on fail, we can also do the same thing, because sometimes he might fail because this forest is a little bit, it's super dense, and there are some places where he might have trouble getting in. So sometimes he will fail to do that, but we don't want to stop him from movement even if he fails. So after this delay of like 3 seconds, what we can do is we can just call this random roam function. So this function is this event, sorry, it's this event right here. So this event will happen, this event will fire, AI will move to a random position, then he will wait 3 seconds, and then he will do the same thing again. So move to a random position. Let's see if this actually works. So now I press Alt S to simulate. Now he's walking to a random position. Then he stops somewhere where he wants. Okay, he's going pretty far. Yeah, but then he stops, he waits 3 seconds, and then he goes to another random position. Yeah, then he gets into position, waits 3 seconds, and goes to another position. And it's rotating smoothly, so everything is looking really nice.